Yeah, I mean, that's,
I
I'm
think
gonna.
we're right on the lines.
Oh.
So you like that?
I-
Somebody goes to concerts.
Well,
Okay, it should be.
Mike just texted me and said he got a train.
Okay. All right, we'll give him a second as we figure out.
Fort Miami Bridge, which I haven't on.
Okay, they should be working.
All right, we'll go ahead and call to order the City of Ocean Springs Zoning and Adjustment Board, Tuesday, October 10th. First item on the agenda is approval of minutes from September 12th. I have a minute to look at those, like make a motion.
Let me see, where were those? I had something. Do we need to show who was absent as far as for the board?
It should say who was present.
It does, but I thought we usually did who was absent. And then my only other thing was, my motion approval for, the Casey Consultants. I gave the reason as, the lot size. Yeah, I prefer we have those on there.
So we'll include those absent
Narrowness, exceptional.
and add that, exceptional narrowness.
Yes, ma'am. So can we make a motion to approve as amended?
Yes. Is that your motion?
That's my motion.
Okay, I have a motion to accept the minutes as amended. Have a second. Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is old business, and we have none, so we'll move on to new business. First item on the agenda is 425 Bills Avenue, parcel ID number 61450015.000, requesting a 25% side setback variance for an addition to an existing building. And Wade, if you will introduce the request for us.
Sure thing. So this is in lot 15 of the Mills Avenue subdivision. Yeah, there's the, kind of identifying where it is in the subdivision right there on the screen. Also the photo of the existing house on the property. And the specific request is to obtain a 25% side yard setback variance to allow an addition to the house, I believe it's for a living area, to be added on and be closer to the north property line than the standard 10 feet. You can scroll down to the site plan. Yeah, there you go. In the lighter shading is the proposed addition. And just to give you a history of this, back in almost a year ago, y'all considered a request from Little Bluff LLC for side yard variances on several of the lots in the subdivision. It was eventually granted by the Board of Aldermen. The reason this lot was not included at the time was it was already sold to the Landons, and they were not part of that application. So this request, this one is, I believe, identical to the request that was approved for the other lots in the subdivision. Just point out, you do have a revised application that Ms. Lappin provided to us earlier to give the justification for the variances that it gives you.
Do we need to accept that?
That would be good, yes, please, thank you.
You
Okay,
need to make a motion.
yes.
I'll make a motion to accept the revised variance application from the applicant.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, it is now part of the official record.
And just we want to make one correction to the report on on page 2, the very first line, it mentions the standard 5-foot side yard setback, that should be 10 feet. There's a typo on the previous
Which
one.
one are you talking about?
The very first line of under description of the request.
Are you on,
No, sorry, I'm sorry, on the second page of the report.
So the first line on the second page?
Easier.
got it, okay. And it should read what
It should be
again?
10 feet rather than.
Oh, the standard is 10 feet.
Right. And the motion is correct, but I just wanted to correct that part of it. Because that's the standard RD district side yard setback. I believe from the application, he's requesting a 5-foot setback, and that's greater than the 25% that is allowed by UDC. So the maximum that y'all can recommend is 25% for the 2.5 feet, allowing a 7.5-foot setback from that north lot line. That kind of really summarizes where we are on this. Schlappin's here. You want to ask a question or anything you'd like to ask me on the request? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Wade. Any discussion or just bring that in? Oh. If you come up to the microphone and state your name, and address for the record, and anything you would like to add, do that.
Sure, my name is Jason Lappin, here to speak on 425 Bills Avenue. Just asking to get to the 5-foot variance because we're just trying to get a specific size to get it to a 3,000 square foot total home rather than 2,500. So we're just trying to add that extra 5. And it's hard to add it lengthwise because there's 2 windows already built on the house to make that room. So we try to get it towards the fence as close as possible. Already thinking that that lot had that variance and then later finding out that it didn't, which is no problem, just asking, that's why we're here, or why I'm here to ask for permission.
All right, thank you.
So you're,
And, yeah.
just again, you're still saying 5 feet?
Well, that's what I'm asking, that's all, just keep it
Okay.
on record, that's what I'm asking.
Thank you.
So, just going back, you're asking for 5, the most we can give is 2.5, so it would be 7.5 from the property line, which does mean, changing the plan. Does that work for the plan?
Sure, we can make it work.
Okay. All right, any other questions for the applicant?
So the total is 7.5. You get lost in these
Yeah,
2.5
Would
and 5.
Yeah.
Be the new setback.
correct. Yeah,
And
existing is,
you're okay with that? So,
That's the okay as I can get, I mean,
yeah.
that's as much as I can get, yeah.
Yeah.
Legal.
Yeah.
and more, I guess, anything else for the applicant? All right, you can have a seat, and if something else comes up, we'll bring it back up.
Thank you.
I did have a question for Wade, or just to, I guess, go back to when we saw this on our agenda last October for the other lots. We denied that, I believe, correct?
Correct, yeah, that,
Okay.
that goes,
No narrowness, exceptional narrowness.
I think at that time, yeah, well,
I think it
denied
was.
because the request exceeded, what you could grant.
I think it was Michael made the motion for exceptional. I did look at it. So I just wanted to make sure we're thinking consistent. That's all.
And the difference is if as Mr. Lappin said, that, if 7.5 feet is workable,
Mhm.
then you can go ahead and make that motion.
So you're saying we did approve it before?
We They came with
So this was prior to homes being built.
this was last
They
October, I think there was
Came
just
to try to
maybe one.
get several lots,
Mhm.
and just at once with side yard variances.
And
Just kind of blanket several lots. And
It was an appeal to a denial that I guess they got from planning, and then we also denied the appeal.
And, Wade, just to state, so this is RD, which is 7,500 square feet. So this is a 10,000 square foot lot,
Correct.
70-foot minimum width. This meets the minimum width requirements for an RD, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Question I just thought of, was this the new development? They didn't use it, did they use the same lots that were here before?
No, they were, some of them were reconfigured, they were, I think the lots that were there before were, a lot of them were 50 feet wide. So, with the new subdivision of Hills Avenue, some of them were made, I think, from 78 to like 73 feet with some variation. And this one is one of the narrower ones.
And I'll just stay for those. There's nobody here to speak against, so there you go. All right, any further discussion? Anyone like to make a motion?
Yes,
Good. So, all right, to recommend approval of a variance of 25% from the minimum side yard setback requirement on the north side of the dwelling at 425 Bills Avenue to allow an addition to be 7.5 feet from the lot line.
All right, so we have a motion to recommend approval of the variance for 25%. Do we have a second? All right, no second. What's the, I always forget the official. Just so the motion, no second. It's
Motion
just
dies
dead,
for lack of
it's just
second.
dead. We don't have to rescind none of that. Okay, motion dies for a lack of a second. Anyone else like to make a motion?
Make a motion to recommend denial of the variance, 25% from the minimum side yard setback requirement on the north side of the dwelling at 425 Bills Avenue to allow an addition to be 7.5 feet from the lot line.
All right, so now we have a motion to recommend denial of the 25% variance for the side yard setback. With a second.
I'll second.
I think we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right, so the motion passed to recommend denial of the variance for 25% side yard setback. So this was scheduled to be on consent agenda at the next Board of Alderman meeting.
Correct, would be next Tuesday evening.
Next Tuesday, 6 o'clock. And if you wish to speak about it, that way, I'm assuming you could email Wade or Carolyn.
Yeah, just
let them
email
know.
saying you'd like to appeal that recommendation, and it'll go on to business.
Okay. All right, thank you. No more new business, so no audience request, so a motion to adjourn.
I don't have to make a motion, but you can.
Here we go.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, a motion to adjourn, second.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, Shannon, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
We just wanted to make sure you heard from, anyone heard from, under the chair on it. This was your last month,
No,
I'll reach out.
Bill called us today, but he did not call back.
I don't know if he ever got his email situation resolved, when we had that change up,
Yeah.
but it's just somebody might want to touch base.
Who's that?
John.